Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Tease Time. We're really out here trying to burn the midnight oil, if you will. This is a continuation from the last video where I was doing the foam sealant, the silicone and stuff like that. This is the same day, but today, or in the same day anyway, I need to get fluids added to the vehicle. I decided I was going to split the video up a little bit just because the length of the video, but my inspection is due, so I'm forced to get this thing going. Let's cross our fingers that there's no leaks. So let's get it. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Tease Time. I'm TJ. Today we're going to get our fluids filled. We did a lot of work, a lot of maintenance stuff. So there's a lot of things we need to check to make sure that there's no leaks. Everything is tightened. So we have transmission fluid, we have oil, we have coolant, and this is a oil additive that I'm going to add into the oil. But like the big thing with this is just all the stuff that we replaced. We did our oil cooler, we did our radiator, there's oil pan gasket. There's a lot of things that we took apart and we put back together. Usually when you do like a lot of stuff like that, it's always a little daunting when you turn the key, just for make sure like all your work is good, to check, make sure your seals are sealed. There's no leaks, there's no hiccups, everything is tight, and you don't want anything loose. So if you did take a lot of stuff apart off your vehicle, double check. That's all I can say. Add your fluids. We're gonna do our coolant. We're gonna do our coolant, but we have to bleed the air out of that. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. You can just turn your heat to high, put it on blast. If you can, get your reservoir at the highest point. Just let it run, just let it bleed off. And oil, prime your oil filter. Priming your oil filter is adding oil inside of your filter before you put it on, but just make sure you don't get any debris inside that filter, because that's going to be unfiltered oil. And with the transmission, you fill, and then you're going to you want to run it, you know, get up to temp and just keep an eye, keep checking in. The same thing with all the fluids. Like as you go, check it like the few days after as you drive and you stop, just make sure everything is topped off, because the temperature does play a part in your fluid levels. So let's get into it. I'm gonna add the additive into the oil and we're gonna get filling. So I'll see you under the hood. Let's get it. Round two with filling the transmission fluid. The pump I was using decided it wanted to stop working, or I don't even think it was working that good to begin with. It was kind of like filling a transmission pan using like a teaspoon or tablespoon. It was just going too slow. That would have took me like a month. So I have a siphon kit right here. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna put the pail over the highest point, and then hopefully this should work. There's a check ball in this, so it should go a lot faster, because like it was just going too slow. So I took the loss on that one. I was like, you won today, I'll be back. So we're back, but let me show you like the pump and stuff, like the setup that I was using. So this is the pump setup that I was using. When I was pumping it, it was going like yay high, and then it ended up only going like pumping like so. So that was just taking too long. So we're gonna try this, the siphon kit, to get this filled up, and let's go. It's first start time, but before we do that, let me show you the bottom of the van. I put a cardboard around like some questionable spots So like if it does leak, the cardboard will help show like the leak, like if it's squirting. All right, and this is the cardboard I'm talking about. Like these fuel lines are questionable. In the future, I'm doing like a fast lift pump, so like all that stuff will get replaced. So I didn't replace or deal with anything like that. No, wait till I do the fast pump, and then like all those lines are gonna get replaced. So I have a cardboard around that, and then also around the power steering pump, and then that hose right there. I do have another one, but we're gonna see how bad it's leaking, if it's squirting, if it's spraying. If it is, I'll just go ahead and replace that. But then it's also around our pump. Whoa! Like up in here, around the rear gear train, to see like if anything is squirting, because like you can see like the harness themselves, they're like a little wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the cardboard in there when I start everything up, so that way like it'll show like if there is any leaks. I can rebuild what is that, the CP3 pump for the fuel, because that runs off of the rear gear train. That, and then also for the power steering pump is also off of that. So like I can rebuild those if need be, or replace them. So I didn't touch those. We're gonna see like if they're leaking, how bad they're leaking, if they are leaking, and we'll deal with that like at a later date. But like right now, just make sure if you're working on a vehicle or whatever, just make sure like everything is tight. You know, everything's good. We're gonna go ahead, take our reservoir cap off. We're gonna bleed out our coolant. The transmission, I'm still gonna check that like as like you drive and the temperature fluctuates and everything like that. We'll adjust that as need be. And then also like once we start the engine up, we'll check our oil levels and everything, make sure everything's good. So everything is filled right now, good enough to start. And then we'll check our fluids and everything. Like once everything is like up to temp, we cycle stuff through, we'll double check. So double check, double check, double check. So everything that we need to check, I did the rocker box gasket, I did the oil cooler that's on the side of the block, radiator, transmission lines, the oil pan, there's an oil pressure sensor for the gauge, oil temperature sensor, the transmission pan, temperature sensor off of that also. So we do radiator, coolant hoses. So like we did replace like a lot of stuff. So there's like a lot of stuff we need to just double check and make sure like everything is good. So we start everything up, just go through and like look at everything and make sure you don't see like any visible leaks. So if there are any visible leaks, tighten what you need to tighten. It's a good practice to always like look everything over before you go out on the road. So like if you do have any issues, like we're still here, we can still fix whatever needs to be fixed. But we shouldn't have any issues. And then for the gauges, everything is hooked up except for the fuel pressure. That's that one, and the EGT. So the EGT is just hanging out right here. That'll be a later date, later stuff. But like the oil pressure, well, this is going to be our transmission temperature. This is going to be our oil pressure and temperature. And then we have boost, and then our rail pressure. So like that, those gauges are working. So we're going to use those to try to get like a baseline. Because like everything seems to be good right now, so it's nice to know like a baseline of like the numbers to look at. So like if things fluctuate or things change, those gauges will tell you if there's like any issue or like a problem's about to happen. So the more you know, it's a good thing. But anyways, enough talking. Let's get this thing started. I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna turn the temperature high, have the heat blasting. That'll help bleed out the air and the coolant. And if there's aren't any leaks, I'm gonna back the van out a little bit just to kind of raise up that reservoir just a little bit higher. So let's get going. Let me find my keys and let's get this thing started.
visual on the bottom. So you can see if they're dripping, leaking. did replace some light seals for the cool lines for the turbo. Cool lines. Do something about that so that hose, that line right there doesn't shade that coolant line. So I'll put something there. Temperature. Check that rocker box gasket. All right, everything seems to be pretty good, except we have our warning light on right here. That's most likely the transmission fluid level. This gauge right here is for the transmission temp. But I'm about to hook up my computer right here just to kind of actually like see what it is. 99.9% sure. It's the fluid level. When I pulled the dipstick, nothing was registered on it. The only bad thing when you do filter your dipstick hole is like it has residual on there. So when you pull out the dipstick, like the dipstick may seem like it's full, but it's not. So if you have water lights, do not chance like your equipment, you know, to like double check. So I got that. That's doing its siphoning thing, and I'm not gonna hook up the computer just to double check to see if it tells me anything different. But everything is good. I don't see any crazy leaks. Our rocker box gasket was like had a nice little stream before that was running down right there. That's not leaking. So everything looks good. You know, that's a good thing. You know, but let me hook up the computer and let's see what's up with this light.
All right, I checked out the code. Everything was pressure related, so it's most likely it's not full. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna get that filled back up. Our coolant is good. I had the heat blasting. A good way to test to see if it's like actually circulating through like your heater core is to fill those lines. So all these lines up top, those are hot, and these are like the highest points. So we do have heat going through those. So coolant is good. Once everything's cooled back off, like I'll recheck like the levels, the oil and the coolant, and then we're just gonna get this transmission fluid filled. But like I said before, to like filling through the dipstick tube, it just throws it off because like there's so much residual. So you just gotta like fill, just let it sit for a while, and then check again. So we're gonna get that situated, and we shall return. All right, let's try that again. I got the transmission fluid top back up, or yeah, top back up. So it's at the line for max cold line right now. So we're gonna start it up. We're gonna see if that light pops back up on, and if it doesn't, we're gonna back this thing out and just do like a little victory lap. Cool. Ignore that clicking noise. No light. Before the light was lit up right there, which was indicated. It was like when I looked up the codes, it was low pressure stuff, but that was just indicating like low level. So it seems good. I'm gonna back this thing out. Let's do a quick little run around like the yard real quick, and we shall return uneventfully. All right, we're just gonna take it for a quick little run around the yard real quick. Brake check. It's been a minute since I drove this thing. I've just been like backing in and out like before I start actually doing like some serious maintenance stuff on it. Good. Right, we're starting to get a little rain, as you can see right here, but I'm gonna go do a highway test just for the solar panels, because I haven't driven this vehicle since the solar panels have been on the roof, so I just want to make sure like they're not gonna blow away in the wind. So I'm gonna go up to get some highway speeds. I'm gonna mount the GoPro on the roof just to kind of see, to make sure that like there's no movement, nothing's gonna like catch us off guard. So it's a good thing to check for that stuff. But this is what we got. I got my ladder set up. So let me get things set up and let's see if anything blows away. So from the footage that I saw, it looks like it's good, but like I'll wait till I actually upload it on the computer so I can see like a bigger picture of like what was going on up there. But like in the GoPro camera lens or a video viewer, I didn't see like anything crazy. So that's a good thing. Everything is still on the roof. We'll check for leaks also, since we actually had some rain. So it's a good time to like see if anything is leaking, because like I haven't even like been able to like check for leaks. Like I did seal everything up, so like hopefully I did a good job and everything is secure and good. But like we don't, I guess we're checking two things right now. We're checking for leaks, and then we're also checking for any like movement of the solar panels. So everything seemed like it's good. This is the video probably took like a good 3 weeks in the making, just waiting on parts and just checking stuff and then looking over the video. And I actually been daily driving this for the last week just to test to make sure, you know, everything was good. I didn't see any leaks. I did almost get caught slipping with my oil drain plug. That was coming loose. Like there was only like a few threads that was holding it on. So like I said before, check and double check. So luckily I caught it before like it fell out, like when I was driving down the thruway and all my oil came out. So that would be a worst case scenario. So that did not happen, you know. So like I said, double check stuff, you know, even like while I was daily driving, checking the fluids, make sure everything was topped up, everything was good. I didn't see any leaks or anything like that. So it's good. I ran it through its paces, ran it through its paces. So things that I do need to fix, I need to check out the AC in this. It's been parked for like a couple years, so like seals, they retract, you know, so I probably just need to top that up. So like I'll check on that. And the rattles inside of the cab, they seem to get a little lighter as things are like settling. You know, so like when I first started driving it, there's a lot of rattles and stuff that I was like, I gotta deal with that. But like the rattling noises have kind of calmed down at the moment. So that's a plus. But like all the vitals have been good. I've just been watching everything. Nothing crazy. Like for vibration and stuff like that, I did have like some wires, stuff like some finicky ground stuff. And I did have the breaker pop loose on me for the 12 volt stuff. But like I reset that, like everything's been good, just check and make sure everything is tight. Like the main thing is just leaks and just making sure like stuff isn't going to be flying away, especially like the solar panels. So the solar panels, they seem cool. I pulled it up on the laptop so I could get like a bigger picture of it. Like the back it doesn't seem like there to be any movement, but like the movement that you do see like on the front too, it's nothing like wind related. It's just kind of just how the solar panels are made and how they're mounted. So that's all good. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna recheck, like I'll go through and check all like the bolts and the hardware and stuff again, just to verify, make sure everything is tight and secure. You know, just be on the safe side. You know, like it's good, especially like since things are settling. You know, from driving and rattling around. You know, so we're gonna go through and we're gonna recheck all those bolts to make sure they're torqued. But yeah, like that's cool. And then also for the wind fairing on the roof, that'll probably be the next video. I did record that, but like I really just wanted to kind of just get this thing running, especially like my inspection. I was riding dirty for like a day, but that was just a timing thing. Like there's nothing really wrong with the truck where it shouldn't have passed, but it's just scheduling getting it out of storage and making it there in a timely manner was like the only thing that was holding us up. So past inspection, inspection's done. We're legit, insurance, registration, all that greatness, everything is situated. So now I can just kind of focus on, I need to clean out the storage unit, you know, for one, like just go through stuff and just kind of like really consolidate, see like what's actually in there that I'm gonna keep, that I'm not gonna keep, and then, like I'm contemplating downsizing. So big things are running through my head right now of next steps, you know, but like let's just focus at the moment right now. And I'm just pleased to be actually driving this thing again. It feels good, you know, feels strong, it's healthy, you know, like I'm gonna keep on checking like the fluids and stuff. Like right now, I'm still driving driving it. We're at highway speeds again. I've been running at like 65, 70. You know, I'm just trying to get like the fuel level like down as low as possible so I can do like the lift pump stuff and those fuel lines. You know, I didn't want to do that when the tank was like so full because I have to worry about draining and stuff. So it's best to just try to get it as low as possible. So it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting low. You know, we're gonna work on that. But for everybody who's made it this far in the video, and actually has been like watching, subscribing, and checking me out, I do appreciate it. I think I'm in the 50-something subscriber range right now at the recording of this video. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. And also a reminder, I do have a website. It's teastime, tees with 3 E's.com. If you want to show some love, some support, you can purchase like a t-shirt or sticker or something. But even if you don't want to buy anything, just like even commenting that you're following, you know, you're appreciating the content, you know, just even like the likes and subscribes, I'm cool with that too. But I want to say thank you for viewing. Keep on watching. We have a lot more to come. Best believe that. So until next Wednesday, we do what we have to till we don't have to anymore. Because there's a lot of days where I didn't feel like doing work on this van, but hey, I got up and I put in the work, just getting stuff done. So tune in. Peace, DJ.